Welcome. Wow, this is so exciting. I've wanted to bring you something like this for a while. I've had a Logitech G29 racing wheel for quite a while now, maybe 12 months. And I've played it on things like the Wii, the Wii U. You know, it's so easy to do if you have the technical know-how as to kind of get this thing working. It just so happens that the Logitech G29 works with the SNES Classic. So what you're looking at right there in the picture is the SNES Classic with a USB host. You can just about see the USB dongle plugged in at the bottom there. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for you. So you can see that, and you can also see the USB cable plugged in there that goes out to the G29 racing wheel. So here's the G29 racing wheel complete with pedals, and if I just kind of adjust this right, you should just about be able to see Outrun Arcade. So this is Outrun running on RetroArch. I'm just going to position this nicely so you can see everything and me. It works. Quite simply, it works. The Logitech G29 racing wheel works with Outrun. So I'm going to launch Outrun using the SNES controller. And once it launches, I'll hit start and select, and I'll go down to settings and go into the input. Now I think I had the user input 2 binds. Yeah, so I want to set user input 2 to be the Clovercon controller 1. The reason I want to do that first is that I don't want to lose control of the menu, because the wheel doesn't perfectly do everything. So I'm going to change that now to the Logitech G29 racing Force racing wheel. So you should be able to see that. User 1 is going to be the Logitech G29. I mean, so excited, I'm out of breath just thinking about this. So the accelerate, I'm using my SNES pad for this. I go to bind it, and then I push the accelerate down. The coin, I'm going to use the share button. The start, I'll use the start or the option button. The G29 is set to PS3 mode, by the way, just so you're aware of that. There are 2 modes on top, PS3 and PS4. It's set to PS3 mode. The brake, I'll use the brake on the pedal. The gear, I'm going to use the right stick, or the right paddle. And for the steering, I'm going to turn left. Sorry, that one was right. Okay, I'll turn right, and then I will turn left, like that. And that's it. So now when I go back here, I can insert credits, as you can see on the bottom left, and I can hit start. Now again, the emulation on this isn't great, but I just want to show you that it works. So when I press down on the accelerator, you can see away we go. I'm in low gear now. I'll switch to high. And then the steering, as you can see, works absolutely fine. So this is Outrun, running on the SNES Classic through RetroArch with a Logitech G29 racing wheel set to PS3 mode and configured in the bind user 1 settings, or controller 1 settings. Let me know what you think, you guys. I mean, I think this is fantastic. The emulation's not perfect, but it sure runs well. And you know, I can't wait to try out some more racing games. I know that Griffo Media is a channel on YouTube. Search for Griffo Media. He does a lot of racing games on the newer consoles, going back to maybe the Wii, the Wii U, Xbox 360, PS3, and he's got a G29. He's also got a G290, which is the Xbox equivalent. It's an excellent channel. I highly advise that you subscribe to that for any kind of racing game needs. But as you can see, that's Outrun running fine. So the next question is, can we get back to... No, it doesn't look like the reset back to the home screen is working. I apologise for the noise in the background. I think my family have just returned. So I'm just going to reset. And what we'll do now is we'll have a look at the PS1 Ridge Racer and see if we can get that working with a racing wheel. So this is hot off the press. The G29 working on the SNES Classic. Fantastic stuff. So I'm going to go into the Sony PS1 menu that I've got here. And I'm going to load up Ridge Racer. So there we go. It's loaded. And it is not working at all. Yeah, it's not working at all on the SNES controller, the start and select. So as you can see, start and select not working there to bring up the retro arch, but start and select does indeed work on the wheel. So let me just quickly check these settings and see what controller settings we have here. Input user 1 binds. Okay, so yeah, user 1 is set up to be the Logitech G29. And of course we're going to have to set these up. So I'm going to just map them now. Cross, square. All I'm doing is going through each one on the wheel and putting it in there. So that's up, down, left, right, circle, triangle. Now L1 I think is the left flappy paddle, and R1 is that one. L2 there's a button, R2 there's a button on the wheel there, L3 a button, R3 button. Okay, so left analog X. So I guess this is going to be the steering. That makes sense, doesn't it? Left and right X-axis, and this is the left analog, and that's what we want to be using, I guess, for Ridge Racer. So I'm going to hit it, and it says do right first, and then left. Now we don't have an up and down, so to speak, on the left axis, but we do have the pedals to sort out. So I'm trying to think what the pedal would be for accelerate on Ridge Racer. I think it's the X button normally. So maybe I'll map the X button, which is the cross. Maybe I'll map that to the accelerator. Let me try and get these cables out of the way. Okay. Well, what I'll do, I think I'll start the game first and see where we're up to, and then I'll configure some more. So start button's working fine. I can change this without any issues. Now, of course, we've got the main controls mapped to the wheel here. But what I doubt we have, oh, we do have, but it's very, very, it's digital. So obviously, once it registers a turn, it turns all the way. There is no kind of nice analog turning here. I'm just wondering if there's a better way that we can do this. So obviously it does work there. So we don't really want to do the D-pad. If any of you guys happen to know exactly how this could be achieved, obviously, you know, it's all based on the PS1, so I am aware the PS1 did have an analog controller at some point, but whether or not Ridge Racer actually supported it. Didn't it have some kind of Namco controller that had a twistable kind of wheel on it, and you could use that? But there must be a way to get the analog controls working on the PS1 emulation. I'm just wondering now if I can go back. Let's continue this. So the accelerate doesn't work there. I have to map the accelerate to something else. So let's see if I can map the accelerate to the right analog. It seems like I've lost. Yeah, I seem to have lost control here. Lost control in the menu, unfortunately. Okay. There we go, it's come back. So I'm thinking the right analog Y, maybe it could be the pedal. In fact, right analog pedal, it says down, which would be brake. And right analog Y up, which would be accelerate. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to get. Let's see if that improves things at all. No, so that's still not doing it there. Okay, let me see if it's possible to change that. And what I'll do is I'll put the cross. Now cross would normally be accelerate, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to map cross to the accelerate, and I will map circle. Where is circle? I'll map circle to brake. I think that's the right way. Okay, let's see what good that does. Okay. Not got anything there. Clearly there's some configuration issues, but the nice thing is it does work. It's recognised as a controller in PS3 mode. Very pleased about this. It's just going to take some time, I think, to get this working with certain emulation software, certain cores. So thanks very much for watching. Outrun working fine. Next up, we want to get PlayStation things working on this controller. So this has been Turboman UK, bringing you another video on the SNES Classic. Please like, please subscribe, share this link. Hopefully sometime in the next 30 to 40 minutes, I'll get another video uploaded that actually has this working for the PS1. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.